Hi, welcome to my allotment UK. My name's Mike and I've had at least 3 attempts at uploading this video this week or this 2 weeks. And with lots of home time available, I endeavoured to road test a shotgun mic, which comes included low-cost Chinese video cameras. And who better to interview and test than in an English rural village other than its population of, yes, scarecrows. But the best place to test it is on the allotment, which I attended late in the evening. First, because the instructional manual is very small and the writing on the shotgun is minute, assistance was given with the use of a magnifying glass. And I found a number of anomalies in the manual and some on the actual shotgun microphone itself. They weren't difficult to sort out with study, and some redrawing helped, but not necessarily, though I found that the dB numbers on the top confusing, and these numbers are small, but with magnification go from back to front as minus 10 dB to 0 dB to plus 20 dB. But more about that later. Arrow defined as 1 is shown pointing to the power light indicator, but it doesn't. It points to the rear of the mic. And sign 2 points to the power light indicator, but is titled the power oblique cutoff switch. And sign 3 points to the power oblique cut of switch, but is actually described as the pickup sensitivity switch mentioned previously. And the last indicator, number 4, is described as the pickup, which it is obviously not, and described in this order of 0 dB, minus dB and plus 20 dB, but on the instrument it's described, as I said before, as minus 10 dB and then 0 dB and then plus 20 dB. Confusing, but as I said, more about this later. Functions of these dB indicators is described as the 0 dB is for normal pickup status. I take that as just normal conversation. The minus dB is for pickup sensitivity, which I assume for when there's a lot of background noise. For instance, the aeroplane that's flying above. And plus 20 dB is to pick up sounds from a long distance away, known as a long vocal pickup. But how distant? Over 20 foot to me is not practical. We've just had our evening meal. I'm going to have this cup of tea and we'll go down to the allotment. Okay, now it's time to trial the microphone. I started by setting up the camera and microphone with a second camera to capture the process. I set the shotgun to the camera and set up the settings to first minus 10 dB, as we had an aircraft above launch gliders, then a 10-foot position, setting the dB to 0 dB, and lastly a 20-foot position with the microphone set to the plus 20 dB. The films were recorded and taken home, and downloaded onto the computer, and this is the first result. Disappointing. The close shot gave no sound recording, which I'd recorded on the -10 dB to counteract the above aircraft. I added the aircraft noise later for video effect. Not certain if it was me or the shotgun mic, and therefore after watching the takes set about re-recording first a 0 dB at 2 foot away and then a similar shot at -10 dB up 2 foot away. This is the test at 0 decibel marking. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb, its feet were black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, its mucky foot it put. Test over. 10 decibel. Test. Or 10 dB. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She kept it in a bucket, and every time that it got out, the bulldog went to put it back in again. It don't rhyme. Sound test 2 on the 10 decibel mark. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. 20 decibel shot. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She also had a bear. I've often seen her little lamb, but never seen her bear. Back in editing mode, I then raised the volume to 400%, but this didn't work because what happened then was I was getting the running motor sound, which again is unsatisfactory. This is the test at 0 decibel marking. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, its mucky foot it put. Test over. 10 decibel. Test. Or 10 dB. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She kept it in a bucket, and every time that it got out, the bulldog went to put it back in again. It don't rhyme. Sound test 2 on the 10 decibel mark. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. 20 decibel shot. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She also had a bear. I've often seen her little lamb, but never seen her bear. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, its mucky foot it put. Test end. Test 2, 10 decibel. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She kept it in a bucket, and every time that it got out, the bulldog went to put it back in again. Still don't rhyme. 20 Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She also had a bear. I've often seen her little lamb, but never seen her bear. Final test. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, its mucky foot it put. Recorded end. Final test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Recording. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. She also had a bear. I've often seen her little lamb, but never seen her bear. My current assessment of the problem, right or wrong, is that either the manual is wrong in its descriptions, or the markings on the top of the microphone are in the wrong order. But by working to the manual and ignoring those markings and saying that the first position is 0, the second is -10 and the third is +20, that gives the best results. You'll only edit the video at 100%. You still can't increase the volume, and that leaves only one other method to try, and that's to do all 3 positions at the +20 decibel mark. Let's see how that goes. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Okay, the conclusions. Using the 20 dB does give the better results, but accentuates the wind noise. Again, that's unacceptable. Therefore, in my opinion, I would not use this microphone for any of my work or YouTube videos. Again, in my opinion, the cheapest microphone which gives a performance close to those of the professionals but at a lot less money is still the Zoom. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary had a little lamb. Its feet were white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. And they retail round about £70 or £80, depending where you buy it from. In fact, this shotgun microphone gives a performance worse than the microphone that's already built into the camera. And I mean built into the cheap camera. This has been a long video and a difficult one for me to make. A lot of detail which I'm not used to producing. And if you have stayed with me, a thumbs up will be considerate. And if not already done so, please subscribe. And for further updates, please ring that bell. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there with a greater knowledge of microphones and sound recording than I've got. I'm only testing what I have. But please comment, and don't be frightened to say I've done that wrong or I was wrong there, because you're probably right. But I'll just say, take care of yourself, be careful, and bye.